All right, hey guys. Welcome back to Jason Samco channel, and today we're talking about this. We are coming up on a 1-year birthday of this Gladiator. What do I think? It's a 1-year review of this truck. Now, we've had it, it's almost been a month. We got about 2 weeks left. We'll have about 35,000 miles on it by the time it's done here. We're right at about 30,000 right now, and like I said, I got some stuff I got to do over the next couple weeks trip-wise. That I'm traveling for hunting, so it's going to be right around 35,000 miles for 1 year on it, which is nice, because normally I'm 41,000 miles a year is what I average, but it's nice that I'm slowing down a little bit. But here it is right here, 2023 Gladiator Rubicon. And so what do we think of this thing after a year? Let's talk about it a little bit, review some things, and cover some stuff. First of all, it's clean. And that's one of the reasons I'm doing this right now, because it won't be clean by the time it hits a year old. That may not be clean for 2 more months here. Where, like I said, we got a lot going on. So we got it cleaned up pretty decent. I love the front bumper on this thing. This thing is amazing. I push so much brush and garbage out of the way with this thing, and it just holds up really well. And, you know, so I really like that on this feature. I love the lockers. I love the capability of the Rubicon aspect, especially out here where I'm in swamps all the time. Everything's always flooded out. This is normally flooded out. You can see the mud that's up there, right there in the road. I mean, everything's always a mess out here. So I like the capabilities of it. The rock rails are really nice. They're protecting the side of this thing very well from stone chips, okay? I'm not getting any stone chips there. You can see all the stone chips that are happening in my back fenders right here. You can see all that stuff that's going on in there. So that's, you know, that is what it is kind of thing. But other than that, everything's been good. The paint is phenomenal on this thing. My Tacoma had so many scratches in it, and this has nothing like that. No anything. I have no corrosion on any of the hinges. I have 2 spots on this one, but they were there actually when I bought it. We got one there and one there, and they've been there for a very long time. I don't know if they'll ever turn into anything. If they do, I will have them fixed, but they have been there since I got this Jeep. I don't think that's corrosion underneath there. It doesn't pick off. I can't mess with it, but you know, I can't get it to do nothing. But if it does, then we will have those solved by Jeep, and it will be taken care of. So I have absolute zero worries about that. If it turns into something, like I said, they are guaranteed for way longer than I will own this. And like I said, given the fact that they'll put new door panels on it and everything, if that turns into something, we'll get that solved. I have no fears whatsoever. Mirrors, I did add in these little mirrors right here on the side, and I put them inside. These are blind spot mirrors that are supposed to go out here. I put them in here so that I can see out my window. I can see that look, and I can see where those back tires are. For, again, I'm out here in the swamps all the time, and when I'm working around stumps and things like that, I need to know exactly where that back tire is. When I'm backing in, or if I'm tucking in between trees and doing things, I need to know where that tire is. These mirrors being set inside like that let me do that. I put the Odero tonneau cover on it, and it's been fantastic. This tonneau cover has held up very well. I don't wash it or do anything special to it. I just wash when I wash the car. I wash it, and it's held up well. It's a cheap one. Back end's good. I put this on here, this hook off road, or hook road, whatever it is. This is what it is. But it's it's basically a big cutting board. What it is, it's a super thick, like a cutting board on here, and you can see I use the crap out of it. Plus, when I sit on here, it's nice and comfortable on my butt. I do not have to deal with all the crap that's in the tailgate, so I like that a lot. I love a tailgate bed mat. I will never not have a bed mat. I don't care about liners or spraying liners. I want the mat, and I love it. Keeps everything still and where it's supposed to be. Got my winch in there. That cooler's full of extra recovery gear and things that I need for out here. So that bag is my winch cables to connect it to the battery and the controller and all that kind of stuff. But love the setup back here. The LED lights are perfect. Work great. We have low tie down points. Listen to me, every manufacturer. Low tie down points. Down here and in all 4 corners, we have low tie down points. You tie stuff down. You do not tie stuff up. It's ridiculous the way some of these manufacturers do stuff. Gladiator does it well. The tow hooks on the back are fantastic, especially when I'm running my winch and I want to run a 2-to-1. I have hooks back here that I connect to, and I love that. That's a beautiful feature. I did put these 35 by 1150 Toyo Open Countries on here. They're not doing bad. They're doing better now. They scared me real bad when I got them because they were wearing quick, but honestly, still, for only 30,000 miles on them, this is not good. I don't have my measuring tool with me, but they're not good. I'm not that impressed with them. We won't be putting these back on. Plus, they have very little side bite on them. As you can see, it's so thin. I'm going back to Falken. So these are going away. I'm not as impressed as I thought. So now they are a very quiet, good riding tire. Don't get me wrong there. But they wear too fast, and they're not as aggressive as I wish they would be. So we are moving on from them. I will still stick with a 35-11-50. I love that size tire because of the fact that I don't need to change anything. They fit on my stock wheels. They give me 35-inch height, which is what we want, which gives me, gives me 1 inch more of ground clearance over the 33s that were originally on it, and fills the wheel wells out, and we have no issues with articulation and anything going anywhere in here giving us any problems. The shocks, okay, the shocks on this thing, I love them. They're flawless, especially for out here with all the cuts and the washes and the trenches in the road and the things where this swamp will overflow and put a 2 foot wide, 1 foot deep swash through here, and you hit those things every 500 yards. I love the suspension on this thing. Okay, no need to change it. It's very soft, it's plush, it's comfortable, it works like a champ. Out here, with driving out here as much as I do, you're going to go through shocks pretty fast anyway, so they're affordable too, being a Rubicon Reds. I really like the shock system that's on there a lot. As for the motor, I have absolutely zero complaints on this engine. I love this proven Pentastar 3.6. I know some people jump into comments about how it's junk and this thing should have fell apart 5 times already, and how it's going to just do nothing but ever. It's always going to let me down, and it's always going to fail, and all this stuff is bad, and blah, blah, blah. I don't care. I honestly don't care one bit. The thing has been flawless. It's going to be flawless. It's going to continue to be flawless. My last one was flawless. My Wrangler that we had with this, I have zero concerns on this motor whatsoever. It's been out for 14 years and something like 11 million or whatever it is of them on the road, and like a less than 1% failure rate. It's like a 0.08 or something catastrophic failure rate. I love this motor. Love the truck. Notice, though, one of the nice things about the reliability factor for me is I didn't do any mods to this. I did not break open the pumpkin and re-gear. I did not do anything like that. I did not put on 37s or 40s and offset and all this kind of stuff that's going to really wear on the suspension and beat up the pitman arm and the tie rod ends and all that stuff. We didn't do anything. We left all that stock as it is. And I beat it hard, and it takes it very well, and it goes right through it and does what it needs to. We put LED light bulbs in here from Sealight, I think is who made them. They are phenomenal. These LEDs in this bulb housing, which a lot of people tell me, well, you can't do that because then they reflect everywhere and they blind somebody. They've been in here since the day I bought the Jeep. Had the light bulbs before I even got the Jeep. So they've been in here since day one, and I put them in here, and they actually work better than Tina's factory LEDs on her 4Runner does, and I've never had anybody ever shine me ever in 30,000 miles. Nobody's ever shined me with this, and that's including carrying 150 pounds of weight in the bed between the winch and that cooler stuff in there, putting a little more weight on the back end, and it almost levels it out perfect. You can see between the wheel wells. And I've never, ever had anybody flash me. Those LED lights were absolutely fantastic to put in. They were easy to put in and well worth it, hands down. I want to say they were like 40 bucks for them. Absolutely amazing. Back seat space in this thing, off the charts. Off the charts. No midsize can compare to this, the amount of room you have back here. Look at that distance between these seats. Okay, nothing else compares to this in the midsize world except for the Ridgeline. Ridgeline is close too, but I have tremendous storage underneath this thing in here in the bottom. I'm not moving all my gear. We're out here hunting. I'm not taking all my stuff apart and lifting this up. I've shown it to you in other videos. I will link at the end of this that you can see. But interior space in this thing, unbelievable, off the charts options for space inside of this thing. Double map pockets. How nice is that? Like I said, it's a little stuff in here that makes a big difference. Rear AC vents, which I leave closed because I never have anybody back here, so I want all the force up front, but we have them right here. AC vents there. So we got everything you need back here that you want. Plus, you got tons of room behind the seats back here. Tons and tons of space, and this is even lockable, as you see right here. I mean, it's like I said, the thing is just pure flawless. The removable roof is amazing. Having this sound bar right by your head like this is awesome, to get that music right to you. I love it. It's just, it puts you in your own little world. Nobody's bothering you. You cruise down the road. It's, like I said, it's very nice. Wind noise. Wind noise is nothing. No, wind noise is not, there's wind noise, don't get me wrong. It's not going to go down the road like a Cadillac, but it's, as far as the noise factor goes, but it's not bad. It's not annoying. I don't mind it, not even one bit. Inside, like I said, I use mine. Mine is used. This is what it looks like all the time because it is a truck and it is a tool and I use it. Put the seat cover on here, Carhartt seat cover, holding up very well. I've washed this thing 2 times already. Does fantastic, but it is saving my seats and keeping my seats nice and neat. Layout in here is fantastic. Love it. My favorite button in the world. I use this thing every single day. Lockers are on, lockers are off. Like I said, just pure fantastic. You can see we're at 29,000 miles on there right there. And like I said, by the time in 2 weeks when this is actually on its birthday, we'll be close, just a little shy of 35,000 is where we'll be at on this thing. Been flawless. I put this in here right here. So we got that, for the phone mount in it, it's a bullet point or whoever makes that one, but I love that. That works very good. And we have this other one right here that doubles as a phone holder for Tina, and it doubles as a, candy bar holder on there too. So like I said, very happy. Love everything about it. Love the manual selector for the transfer case. This thing is, it's just so nice and it feels so good to actually move a lever rather than to twist a knob for that. Huge fan of this. We have it in the 4Runner too. Huge fan of having that option there. I did put this little compartment in here that holds my stuff there. Batteries on that side too. All the gear I need in this thing. So, you know, I put in the Viafo dash cam right there. So with very little changes to this thing. And then these are for this is my button here for my pod lights on here, my ditch lights, those no sight lights. I did reviews on these things. These are incredible. I won't own another truck without these. These things are so valuable. They are absolutely awesome. Now my next ones, I will probably wire each light separately to a switch. Then that way I can leave the passenger side one on. Even when cars are coming and I'm on these back not dirt roads, but on these back rural county roads and you're worried about deer running out and stuff, I leave these on a lot when nobody's around. Technically by law, you can't drive with these on, but when nobody's around, it doesn't matter. But then when I see a car coming, I got to turn them off. Having the ability to shut that one off when there is a car coming and leave this one running, I think I'd probably risk that in some of the places I live at without any worry. Like I said, maybe technically not officially legal, but being that it would be shining over here and not affect any oncoming traffic, I'd probably be all right with it. But I love that option to be able to have that because those things are so good. It's saving me from hitting deer. That's the key to them. They save me from hitting deer and hogs, and they are well worth it. Everything about them is. We did put on Bosch wiper blades because, again, we are down here in the south. Wiper blades deteriorate very quickly. These are Bosch Evolutions. I've ran them on a bunch of vehicles. They're the only ones to buy, and never walk into a store to buy them. Always go buy them on Amazon, where they're literally, you know, they're 50%. They're half price of what you find anywhere else. So, but everything about the thing's been incredible. Jeep's held up incredible. The solid front axle is absolutely amazing. I don't have one bad thing to say about this truck. Not one. It's got me stuck 2 times. One time needing the winch. The other time just took me a whole heck of a lot of work in it to get out of there and get it free. And like I said, everything about this thing absolutely flawless. We got a few scrapes. I don't know if you can see them under here on this guard. Few scrapes on there. We hit a couple of times coming out of some going in and out of coming up creeks in there, and when we come back up, we'd hit there and hit the hitch a couple of times. But like I said, very impressive. I love it. I can't say enough good things about it. Now, what about the ride quality of this thing? Okay, people are like, well, it's a Jeep. It's a horrible ride quality. If I had a nickel for every time on my channel I heard somebody tell me that a Gladiator ride quality on the road is horrible, they don't know what they're talking about. Okay, I've owned 4 Wranglers, 2 doors and a 4-door, and I'm telling you, this is nothing like that. Yes, a 2-door Wrangler going down, especially like the JKs and stuff, but when JLs and JT got better, but you know, there was a time where going down the road, you get a little wander and stuff with those, and they get a little roll to them. And yeah, it's a short wheelbase Jeep. This is not a short wheelbase Jeep. This thing is a dream to drive in the upright seating position. This thing is amazing. With my dad being sick, I have already done 4 trips that are 10 hours a day driving from here down to where he is in South Florida. I've had to drive down there and do as much as I can because his days are numbered. And that's why, like I said, I'm going to put 5,000 miles on it in the next 2 weeks, is because I'm running back and forth there as much as I can to be with him as much as I can. So I'm driving this, and I've been driving the 4Runner back and forth quite a bit. When Tina goes with me, we take the 4Runner, and when I'm going by myself, I've been taking this. And I've been doing it back to back, like go down there one day in the 4Runner, 10 hours down, and then the next day, or 10-hour trip there, 5 hours down, hang out for 5 hours, drive back for 5 hours, okay? And then do the same exact thing 2 days later in this. I will tell you, I'd rather take this. I'd rather drive this down there. I prefer driving this than I do the 4Runner on a 10-hour day-long drive, you know, and it does it, okay? This thing cruises down the highway at 90 miles an hour, cakewalk easy. It doesn't wander. There's no such thing as death wobble. There's no such thing as wiggle. There's no such thing as wandering. There's no such thing as anything. It just rides great. It just does what it does. It does it very well. And what I love about the window design, which I can't show you here, but I did in one of my driving impressions video, you can be going 80 miles an hour down the road with the window down, and it doesn't flood the cab full of air. Okay, it's not like it's blowing you all over, blowing your hair all around. It's a beautiful thing. Where, hang on, I'm gonna sneeze. And I can drive this with the window cracked like that much and just get that airflow in there. It just feels good to get it humid down here in the south. It's nice to get that air flowing, and I can do that in this, and it doesn't make a sound. Tina's 4Runner, that window has to be down at least that far. Otherwise, it just whistles and screams the whole time and drives me nuts. So, road manners for this thing, flawless. I call them flawless. I say it's just, I would say that this is about as good to drive as pretty much any other truck out there. And like I said, the nice upright seating position of a real truck feel when you're in it versus sitting in some of these trucks where you sit down on the floor like you're in a car. I love the way this is. I straight up do love this vehicle on every kind of level. Now, would I buy another one? Okay, remember, I drive normally 40,000 miles a year, almost 40,000 miles a year. That means that if I were to keep a vehicle for, if I were to keep it for, you know, for 5 years, that's 200,000 miles. I'm not keeping a vehicle for 5 years. Even though I finance them for 5 years, usually I'm at the point now in my life where I've put more than half or 3/4 down on them in cash, just financing half or the last quarter of it. I'm not keeping it for 5 years. I'm not keeping any vehicle for 200,000 miles. I'm never going to do it. And with me driving as much as I do, keeping it for 200,000 miles in 5 years, I'd lose money tremendously. So I have my system of replacing them every 2 years, maybe 2.5, that works really good. Somewhere between 18 months and 2.5 years, somewhere well before 100,000 miles. I have a 5-year, 100,000 mile, 5-year Mopar warranty on this, okay? I paid $1,200 for it. The dealer wanted $3,040 something when I bought it. They wanted to put it on it or sell it to me through the dealership for $3,000. I said, no, thank you. I already knew the price, $1,270. I called around. That's the price I paid right directly through Mopar, and I got it. I did a video on that for you too. This on here. So $1,200, and we got a actual real Mopar bumper to bumper, 100,000 mile warranty on it. We will sell this before we hit the end of that warranty, because I will not own a truck made today without it being 100% under warranty. So we will have warranty, take care, or we will have it till then. We will sell it when it's time to sell this, which will probably be in about another year, year and a half when I go to get rid of this. What will I do? 100% my first attempt at any vehicle will be to buy another one of these. Rubicon model. Same exact thing. I will do everything I can to get one. If the deals work out and I can get a screaming deal like I did on this one, at the time, you know, the deals got better. But at the time when I bought this, I got almost 11,000 bucks off, and it was phenomenal. Okay, and I fought hard for that. Then a month later, the floor dropped out, and the prices you were seeing people getting 12,000, 13,000. Then at the beginning of spring, you're seeing them getting 15,000. So, and right now the deals are really good too. If I can get a screaming deal on this, on a new one, when it is time for me to get a new one, this will be my first choice. I will buy another one in a heartbeat. There is nothing else that comes close, in my opinion, and the next closest thing would be the ZR2. If I can't get this, it'll be a ZR2. I will not let it be an emotional buy. Okay, so if we can make the numbers work, I will be in another one of these, probably 2025, bought late in 2025 or early 2026 kind of thing. Somewhere in there, just depends on how things go and how miles go. Like I said, I'm hoping to slow down my mileage a little bit, which gives me a little more wiggle room now that I'm retired for the most part and just do content and don't have to travel as much. But I still got to travel a ton for hunting. Tons of travel for hunting. So, like I said, I do 250 to 300 miles a week out here in the swamp every single week without fail. Plus all my hunting trips across country and all that kind of stuff. So we shall see what happens. But right now, in my opinion, one of the best trucks ever made, hands down. For doing what I do out here, the best truck ever made. The durability, the reliability, the longevity, the quality, the capability, the comfort level, the ride quality, the capability of removing the tops, the fun factor of this, it's everything about it wins, hands down. I don't think there's anything like it out there. Love it. So there you go. There's my little review, a 1 year review of this Gladiator. And as far as things I don't like on it, I can't name one. I really can't name one thing that I don't like about it. I honestly, you know, the more I look at it and the harder I try, I just can't think of something that I don't like. I really can't. And like I said, I know some people are going to be, oh my God, you got corrosion on your door. Like I said, I don't believe that's corrosion. It's been there for over a year. It's been through a lot. You think it get beat up, knocked off, everything gets stone chipped and dinged up and all that stuff. And, but like I said, if it ever did turn into any corrosion, I'll get it fixed. It's just on that one hinge, nothing else. I don't know what it is. Looks like just a burr that was on there and they just let it go. But, like I said, I have zero fears or worries about it under any circumstances with how Jeep takes care of all that stuff. So I have no complaints. The only complaint or thing I still got to bring it in for that I haven't yet, that I even mentioned last year when I bought it, this cable's good and tight. This one's just got a little bit of slack in it, but I never took it in, and it kind of seems to be that this one stretched out, and they're getting closer to even now, so they kind of even out. So that was it. So there you go. There is the review of this amazing Gladiator after 1 year. Thanks for watching.